next on 7 News at 11.
A wintry 1-2 punch is about to hit the Bay State. First snow to mess up your commute, then a deep freeze. Harvey Leonard has the forecast.
2 ice tragedies tonight. A young boy who fell into an icy pond has died. Another boy is rescued tonight and is hospitalized.
And fighting the flu, 7 News reports on medical secrets to get you through the cold and flu season.
Broadcasting live from Channel 7, New England's news station. Kim Kerrigan and John Marlar bring you 7 News at 11.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kim Kerrigan.
I'm John Marlar. Our top story tonight, brace yourself. We're getting ready for another whammy dose of winter weather.
A snowstorm is headed our way, and it could make for a miserable commute tomorrow. The storm swept through Chicago and the rest of the Midwest, leaving icy snow in its path, and that snow turned to ice in Indiana. Freezing rain had residents arming themselves with ice scrapers. 7 News Chief Meteorologist Harvey Leonard is tracking this storm at the Weather Center. He has the very latest.
This storm is being fueled by a very sharp temperature contrast. It's bitterly cold here. Groton, which is right near Pepperell, is 4 degrees below zero right now, and yet it is very warm well off to our south and west. That warm air is riding up and over this dome of cold air, and that is producing the precipitation. Radar is showing it ever so well, inching closer in our direction. It's in this dark green area that the snow gets serious and starts to stick to the ground around Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Now, at the rate that it's moving, New York City is in trouble for their morning commute, as snow will begin just around dawn there. In Hartford, Connecticut, it probably will be beginning during the morning commute, but here it should not really begin until after the morning commute. So it's not the morning commute that we're concerned with, it's the evening commute, when it'll be snowing steadily, and by then 1 to 3 inches probably will be on the ground. Most of our accumulating snow should occur between noontime tomorrow and midnight tomorrow night. And during that period of time, I expect 1 to 3 inches along the south coast and the Cape, where a very late change to rain will occur, but 3 to 5 inches in most of the Boston area, and from northern Worcester and interior Merrimack Valley northward, 5 to 7 inches could be on the ground by a little after midnight tomorrow night. And that isn't the end of the story either.
All right, that full story is coming up in just less than 20 minutes. Stay with us for that.
We have 2 ice tragedies to report tonight. First, a 7-year-old Hyde Park boy who fell through an icy pond has died. Bill Doherty went through the ice Sunday while sledding with friends. It happened at the George Wright Golf Course in Hyde Park. He was underwater for nearly 30 minutes. Doherty died tonight at Children's Hospital. Doctors right now are trying to save the life of another boy. He was rescued from an icy pond tonight. The 9-year-old fell through the ice in Dennis. 7 News reporter Byron Barnett has the story.
9-year-old Russell Bickel of Dennis was barely hanging on to life when he arrived in Boston by med-flight. He was with his 10-year-old brother Nicholas when he fell through the ice on Flax Pond in Dennis.
The brother went to the shoreline and retrieved a branch and attempted to assist his brother back onto the ice, but the brother submerged.
First I know, I heard the one kid holler the other kid, I'll get help. So I rushed out and I saw that he was in the water. I got to push the canoe. I had quite a ways to go in the ice. The time I got there, he was under.
It's believed Russell was completely submerged in the icy waters of the pond for a good 20 minutes until divers from several communities arrived. Dennis firefighter John Donlin pulled Russell out.
Dove in through the hole in the ice. The ice was only about an inch thick. It was very unsafe. Child was in about 12 feet of water at that point on the bottom.
Authorities say Russell was unconscious when he was taken to Boston City Hospital. He was first brought to the operating room and then transferred to pediatric intensive care, where he was listed in guarded condition. Officials in Dennis say they wish kids would somehow get the message about the dangers of thin ice.
Is there any way to tell if ice is safe to go on by looking at it?
No, it's impossible to tell. A long time ago, people used to, fire department just go out and test the ice and say it was okay, but you can have 8 to 10 inches of ice and still have weak spots, so it's very unpredictable.
And in a tragic twist of irony, authorities say today kids in Dennis got their annual warning in school about staying off thin ice. An important message for all kids and all adults as well. In the newsroom, I'm Byron Barnett, 7 News.
It's been more than 2 days since flames broke out. Still, firefighters are working to extinguish the Methuen Mill fire. A ruptured gas main buried beneath the debris is continuing to fuel that fire tonight. There are several hot spots still burning. crews are working around the clock dousing those flames. Some relief came for the mill employees today. Workers lined up this afternoon to receive their final paychecks before the holidays. Those may be their last paychecks for quite a while. 7 News reporter Christine Caswell joins us live in Methuen with more on the mill fire. Good evening, Christine.
Good evening to you, Kim. You can see behind me that the fire continues to blaze even at this hour. Despite that, today was a day when we really began hearing a collective sigh of relief around here from mill workers and local and state leaders. It was a day of regrouping. Workers got paid. They took home donations of food. The mill owner continued to say he will rebuild and put people back to work. The lieutenant governor and Cardinal Law were here saying the state will help out as much as possible. The community is really rallying, and hope is now rising from the ashes behind me.
This, the whole complex, it just rolled in this direction.
That's incredible.
Bernard Cardinal Law visited cold and tired firefighters at the scene of Monday's inferno at Malden Mills. Hotspots and a burning gas main continue to require careful watch. While flames lit the sky, the first light of relief washed over the faces of 2,400 workers who saw their livelihood disintegrate before them. Paychecks and Christmas bonuses were handed out to people like Roland Karen, who spent 30 years dyeing fabrics in the mill and worried there'd be no more work.
Like I said, we didn't see that smile on my face a couple of days ago, but now I'm very happy. He's going to rebuild.
And to fathers like Victor Baez, who has his children's Christmas to worry about.
And hopefully the holiday be okay. Stay together with the family.
Mill owner Aaron Feuerstein has given his word he'll stay local and rebuild in this already beleaguered area.
Sometime between Christmas and New Year's, we're going to start calling people back.
It's a family, isn't it?
They're my brothers and sisters, and we'll stay here, and the family will stay together.
God bless you, Malden Mill.
More than 48 hours after this fire started, flames continue to bring down this decades-old business, bring it down to mere rubble. But as this happens behind me, community leaders vow that those flames won't bring down the community spirit. Cardinal Law challenged leaders to get the neighborhood going again.
Together, we have to face this problem and develop a coherent strategy for attracting and maintaining manufacturing jobs.
Governor Weld is putting a bill before state lawmakers tomorrow asking them to let the mill workers begin receiving unemployment benefits as early as next week. The governor is also asking President Clinton to declare this area a federal disaster area so federal monies can begin pumping in here. By the way, EPA officials say that early test results done on the air in this area seem to be okay, so any families still displaced tonight should be home as early as tomorrow. We're live in Methuen. I'm Christine Caswell, 7 News.
A deadly shooting in Boston tonight. Police are searching for suspects right now. It happened in Elliott Square in Roxbury. 18-year-old Milton Sterling was shot in the chest and killed. There is no word on a motive.
A Raynham man accused of murdering his girlfriend's son is jailed without bail. Spectators in the courtroom applauded the judge for locking up Eric Peters. Prosecutors say Peters beat 14-month-old Justin Benteau to death. Justin died on Monday. He lived with Peters and his mother in Raynham. The baby's father is devastated.
How could anybody do this? He's not a person, he's an animal. Look at him. What could you do to him? What could you do? Nothing. I don't care if he cries or not. He's a little boy. That's what boys do.
Never harmed the child in any way. Was caring for the child, was at home with the child when this happened. Apparently, mother was also at home. Sister was apparently at home.
The baby's mother has not been charged in the case.
A Boston teen charged with murdering a high school honor student is held without bond tonight. Anthony Robinson pleaded not guilty in court today. The 17-year-old is accused of gunning down Barrington Nevins last month. Prosecutors say Robinson shot Nevins to get his leather jacket. They say Robinson has confessed to the killing. Another teenage suspect has also been arrested.
President Clinton is on his way to Paris to witness tomorrow's formal signing of the Bosnian peace plan. The president boarded Air Force One at Andrews Air Base this evening. Official deployment of up to 20,000 U.S. soldiers is set to begin after the peace plan is signed. Today, the U.S. Senate rejected a move to cut off funding for that mission.
In news from across the nation tonight, federal agents investigating a deadly train derailment raid a house near Los Angeles. Now, the home they searched belongs to a railroad contractor. Investigators took him away for questioning, along with bags of evidence. The contractor has ties to Arizona, where an Amtrak train jumped sabotage tracks in October.
The two suspects in the Oklahoma City bombing are back in court, together for the first time since their arrest. Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols sat 10 feet apart and never made eye contact. During the hearing, the judge heard arguments on the exchange of evidence and urged both sides to settle their disputes. 169 people were killed in the bombing in April.
Former Los Angeles police officer Lawrence Powell is a free man tonight. Powell completed his home confinement after 2 years in custody for his part in the beating of Rodney King. The former officer was convicted of violating King's civil rights.
Well, it's here, cold and flu season, and lots of people are suffering. New relief coming up in 7 News Reports.
Also coming up, Christopher Reeve is going home for the holidays. We'll have the latest on his condition.
And the Celtics try to even up their record as they take on the 76ers.
Joe Miller's a little excited because Thursday, Friday, and Saturday only, it's Circuit City's 3-day sale. And Joe Miller's the guy with the sale tags. Save on home and car audio. Save on the best computers, too. Save on top brand appliances. And get no interest and no payments till '97 on select big screen TVs. And no interest for 6 months on all audio, video, DSS, and appliances. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday only, get the biggest savings of the season on big screen TVs, camcorders, car stereos, and more. It's Circuit City's 3-day sale.
Now get a complimentary season pass to the best skiing in New England when you buy or lease a new Jeep Grand Cherokee. Lease a Grand Cherokee Laredo with 0 down and just $359 a month.
Later on The Tonight Show, Mr. Big Shot movie star Don Rickles gets busted.
You work with Sharon Stone, who's in terrible heat for me.
When Casino co-star Sharon Stone surprises him with a kiss he'll never forget. Plus, a Count Floyd Christmas, Dr. Rott, Meatloaf, and Don't Ask. Then Conan's got Jean-Claude Van Damme tonight.
Hi, I'm Allison Gilman. You might be calling it a night soon, but don't worry, we've got you covered. Tune into 7 News Today in New England beginning tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock.
Well, the experts say we're overdue for a new lethal wave of the flu.
The last major worldwide epidemic was the Hong Kong flu of 1968. So the time's here. To the threat of flu, add the reality of colds, and there's plenty of suffering to go around. Now, what about relief? Lester Strong has tonight's 7 News Reports.
I got the flu. I just come from the doctor's.
It's flu season in New England, and tens of thousands of people are at risk.
My head was just a big lead ball.
According to the National Center for Health Statistics, Americans miss as many as 50 million workdays every year because of the flu.
Get better, because I'm telling you, this dry cough is killing me.
Nancy Wright of Boston has already missed most of this week.
I just have the typical body aches, weakness, tiredness, and fever.
Health officials are bracing for an outbreak of the Johannesburg and Beijing flu and a return of the Texas flu.
There could be an epidemic of flu with a lot of cases.
Unlike the common cold, which is spread through physical contact with an infected person, the flu is an airborne virus.
In the winter months, people tend to stay indoors. They tend to be more closely exposed to each other. And the flu virus spreads in droplets in the air that people inhale.
Health officials are recommending everyone get a flu shot this year, but they say it's not 100% effective.
If you are exposed to a virus that vaccine doesn't cover, you're still going to become ill.
Americans treat their flu symptoms by spending over $1 billion a year on over-the-counter remedies.
A lot of these medications come with several different things in there. There's a cough suppressant, there's an expectorant, there's an antihistamine, there's a decongestant. And oftentimes you don't need to have all these things.
While antihistamines work well for allergies, they won't stop a running nose associated with a cold or the flu. They'll just make you drowsy.
A lot of them are very sedating, especially the ones that are over the counter. Benadryl is an old tried and true antihistamine, but the problem with Benadryl is it knocks you out.
Instead, doctors recommend nasal decongestants. They won't make you tired, and they're the most effective remedy for a runny nose and congestion. For fever, aches, and pains, take aspirin, Tylenol, or ibuprofen.
It's better to really find out the two or even one medication that you need, go out and buy it on your own.
Despite the over 200 cold and flu fighters available at pharmacies, doctors say if you get the flu this year, the best way to treat it is also the cheapest: rest. And patients agree.
And a lot of it, is like I said, taking it easy and knowing when to say when.
If you're feeling under the weather, over-the-counter medications and plenty of sleep may be all you need. Experts say a visit to the doctor is only necessary for people with major medical problems or when symptoms last longer than a week and are accompanied by a high temperature. For 7 News, I'm Lester Strong.
Hoping for a medical miracle, a New Hampshire native is about to undergo a first-ever transplant to battle AIDS.
And here it comes, showing up on radar, approaching, moving through Pennsylvania. For most of us, I think enough to shovel and enough to plow. We'll let you know all about it.
Also ahead, the Bruins face off against the Rangers at Madison Square Garden.
And some people will do anything to get into the Christmas spirit.
7 News is on the internet, and we want you to join us at www.whdh.com.
Carpet shoppers, at this time of year, you need more than a sale, more than a great deal. Till Saturday at New York Carpet World, you get it. Bargains, bargains, bargains. Look at these plushes, $4.44. All these textures, these Berbers, amazing, $4.44. We're liquidating thousands of rolls, unbelievable, $4.44. Hurry, incredible bargains store-wide with credit-free and no payments till summer. Don't miss the bargains. Carpet, $4.44. Yes, $4.44 at New York Carpet World till Saturday.
Oh, mon amour, tu es la vague, moi, l'île nue. To seduction, champagne moet, where celebration is born.
Time magazine calls Heat awesome, wholly original, one for the books. Heat is the goods.
I do what I do best.
A spellbinder. You won't be able to take your eyes off them.
This crew is good.
Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer, a Michael Mann film. Heat, rated R. Starts Friday, December 15th at a theater near you.
If someone on your gift list wants a new computer, a bigger monitor, a color printer, if they want more hardware or software for business, or just for fun, if they want anything that has to do with computing and you want to get it for a great price, there's only one place to come this holiday, Computer City, where you get American Airlines Advantage Miles, 1 mile for every dollar you spend. You can't make a wrong decision when you go to the right store.
Get online with 7 News. Log on to 7 Online. The address, www.whdh.com. From anchors to news, weather, and sports, it's all on 7 Online. Get online with 7 News. Boy, have classrooms changed. And 7 Education reports Darlene McCarthy takes you inside your child's classroom. Katie Abel brings you the latest in parenting tips. The 7 Education Report, weeknights at 5:30 on 7 News.
7 News is sponsored in part by the new Acura SLX, the most civilized way to leave civilization.
There's been some wild weather out west. People in Northern California are picking up the pieces tonight.
Right, a wild storm has knocked that state for a loop. Winds as high as 130 miles an hour blew past the Bay Area, knocking down trees across the state. 5 deaths are blamed on the storm, and power is still out in several areas. In San Francisco, a giant sinkhole swallowed up million-dollar homes. And the only good news, the Sierra ski slopes got some desperately needed snow.
Time for New England's current weather conditions and forecast with Harvey Leonard. This is 7 Weather.
We just may be in the midst of what may turn out to be a December to remember. Interesting events shaping up now over the next 48 to 60 hours. I'm most confident about what's going to happen late tomorrow morning till about midnight tomorrow night. 21 in Boston, plenty cold now, a northerly wind, a wind chill of 3. The air still dry and the barometer steady. But you know, just along our north shore and around the Cape where the wind is tending to be a little more northeast, look what's happening. A few snow flurries have gone across parts of the Cape. Now as the wind turns a little more northeast, a few are developing near the north shore. So it's possible along coastal areas, a little very light snow or flurries may occur. This is an ocean effect and wouldn't amount to too much, but could coat the ground in a few coastal communities. That is apart from everything else that we're going to talk about, which is the main snow area that will be approaching from the west during the next 12 hours. You can see it's low 20s Boston, the Cape, but really falls off north and west, 0 below in parts of northern Massachusetts and southern New Hampshire. Here's the cold air firmly entrenched with strong high pressure, and here comes a wave of low pressure with very warm air. This warm air just can't make it to ground level, so it rides high up and above the cold, and that starts the process of producing the precipitation. Now the clouds, it's a sharp line located around New York City. It's been in check, but now it's ready to start advancing eastward, as is the snow area. And again, the steady snows are now into central Pennsylvania, and some very light snow is now getting into eastern Pennsylvania. This is the first wave of low pressure. This is a wild card for beyond the 48-hour period, which we'll touch on briefly, but let's do this one first. This is the one that comes bumping into the cold high pressure area, and again, the snow should commence in New York City before their morning commute, during the morning commute around Hartford, Springfield, but after the morning commute here, so we don't at least have to deal with that. But from late tomorrow morning and especially noontime till about midnight tomorrow night, snow for most of our area, except late in that time period, it starts to mix and change to rain on the South Coast and Cape, so there I expect 1 to 3. But for the bulk of our area, 3 to 5 inches of snow between noon tomorrow and midnight tomorrow night. That is enough to shovel and enough to plow in just about all of those locations. And then 5 to 7 inches from the interior Merrimack Valley on northward through central and northern New England. In this zone, a change to sleet, freezing rain, and freezing drizzle after midnight tomorrow night before it really winds down, and perhaps that may happen here at the very tail end. Then let's jump to early on Friday. That first storm is off the coast. There will be a second one trying to form. In between the two Friday, just a little intermittent, very, very light snow or freezing drizzle, enough to keep things slick. And this second storm, I'm not too confident, but could get into the act and may really intensify near Cape Cod early Saturday, and that could give us another bout of mixed precipitation Friday night that could end as snow for all of us on Saturday if that works out. But again, we'll know more about that as we get closer to it. More immediately, cloudy by dawn, a few coastal flakes, 5 below interior southern New Hampshire, 20 above on the Cape. Tomorrow, general snows moving in from west to east by noon, 1 to 3 inches by the evening commute. That could be quite a challenge. Highs of 18 well inland to the low 30s on the Cape by evening. Snow early tomorrow night, then ending as a period of ice later at night with temperatures steady. An easterly wind may take it a little above freezing along the coast, but back to a north wind Friday morning will knock it below again. So freezing drizzle or very light snow intermittently Friday, and then a chance of steadier icy mixed precipitation Friday night that could end as snow in many areas on Saturday. Finally, Sunday would be a sunny, windy, and cold day. We'll stay on top of the situation. Of course, Todd will be in between 5 and 9 a.m. in the morning, and I'll see you later in the day tomorrow. Take care.
Still ahead, a wonderful holiday gift for Christopher Reeve and his family.
And the nation's capital goes up in lights.
We designed the new Acura TL series to provide you with so much comfort you'll be constantly reminded you're in a luxury car. And then we gave it an incredible lease offer that allows you to enjoy the rest of life's luxuries. Because after all, driving a luxury car should mean not having to compromise on anything.
Lease rates as low as $369 a month with 0 down are now available on the TL series. See your Acura dealer for details.
Do you love him? I think very highly of him.
Two sisters. One followed her passion.
To die for love, what could be more glorious?
The other denied her heart.
He must have had his reasons for going. His reason was no doubt your coldness.
Each will experience the pain.
Did he tell you that he loved you?
And discover the possibility of love.
My heart is yours.
Sense and Sensibility. Rated PG. Now at select theaters.
Progresso reinvents chicken soup? Introducing Progresso white meat chicken soups. Made with only tender, luscious white meat. Only 100% seasoned white meat for an enticing flavor that gives each and every Progresso chicken recipe its own distinctive taste. New Progresso white meat chicken soups, unveiling a whole new way to enjoy chicken soup that's totally delicious. Totally Progresso.
At Zales, the diamond store, we also have lots of $99 gifts. Diamonds, gemstones, and gold. We thought you'd be pleased. Zales, the diamond and $99 gift store.
A New Hampshire family is hoping for a medical miracle. Jeff Getty has AIDS. Tomorrow in San Francisco, he'll be the first human to be injected with baboon bone marrow, a procedure that could kill him or save his life. Last summer, Getty's family went before an FDA panel to persuade the government to allow that controversial treatment. Researchers say baboon marrow is resistant to the virus that causes AIDS. Doctors hope the transplant will help build Getty's immune system. Tonight, I spoke to Jeff's sister, Kim Getty, who lives in New Hampshire. She told me about her brother.
I'm excited. I just talked to him probably about an hour ago, and he's in very good spirits. He's in his glory. He's all set to go. He just kept saying, "We made it, and you know that's good. I mean, whatever happens, he's doing what he really wanted to do, and we're all behind him."
And Kim says that her mother is in San Francisco with Jeff tonight, and that she'll go to the West Coast next week.
Christopher Reeve is home for the holidays. He has left a rehabilitation facility to spend Christmas with his wife and children. Reeve was paralyzed in a riding accident nearly 7 months ago. He's been undergoing intensive therapy in New Jersey. The man who once played Superman is now able to breathe on his own without a respirator for 15 minutes at a time.
And the nation's capital is a bit brighter tonight. House Speaker Newt Gingrich had the honors of flipping the switch at the annual tree lighting ceremony. The 40-year-old Douglas fir stands 75 feet high and is wrapped with thousands of lights. Elementary school children provided the tree's 3,000 ornaments. And take a look at these two wacky walkers who are all decked out for the holidays. The two friends literally wrap themselves in holiday spirit, and each night the couple stands out in front of their Kansas home to delight the motorists. The pair say they just want to share the holiday cheer with everyone.
Those folks would have been a big hit at the Celtics game tonight. The Green hoping to become a Fortune 500 company. We'll explain. Straight ahead in sports.
Isn't 90s technology marvelous? Look at the Hewlett-Packard Office Jet, a wonderful device allowing Father to print, fax, and copy, all from one machine. So now he can leave the office and finish his work at home in a relaxed environment that promotes paternal bonding and results in increased productivity.
The HP OfficeJet printer, fax, copier. A better way to go to work.
Check my pants, Daddy. I've been productive too.
The holidays are almost here, and there's so much left to do. You can get this value pack of 300 mini lights on sale for just $9.99 this week at Walgreens. Your choice of Great American train sets are just $29.99 each. And your little elves will love the realistic action as Farmer Bear sings Old MacDonald. Just $19.99 at Walgreens, Santa's Christmas store.
Critics are calling The American President the runaway Academy Award contender.
Really?
Siskel and Ebert give it 2 thumbs up. The best romantic comedy in years.
Okay, this is good.
Michael Douglas and Annette Bening light up the screen. This is Rod Reiner's best film yet. The American President is the best film of 1995. Castle Rock Entertainment presents The American President, rated PG-13, at theaters now.
For those who've been especially good this year, your GMC dealer has a new Jimmy with over 70 cubic feet of cargo space and, of course, a low step-in height. Plus a special offer, gift wrap just for you. Hope you've been good, for goodness sake. Happy holidays from your GMC dealers.
And now, complete New England sports coverage with Gene LaVengie. This is 7 Sports.
Unlike the Bruins, unlike the Patriots, the Boston Celtics are now proud owners of a .500 record. Now, you know you've reached hard times when you get excited about a team that has won as many as it's lost. But that's where we're at this point. The Green reaching the 500 mark with a win over Philly at the Fleet tonight. The Clarence Weatherspoon jam puts Philly in front by 6. But rookie Eric Williams sparks a 14-3 run. Watch him blast by Jerry Stackhouse. What could be bad? Sees move in front for good. Williams a career high 20 tonight. Second half, Dana Barros hits his 3-ball, making it 76 straight games with a tray. 3 away from the NBA record. C's add to the lead, still running well. Dino the steal ahead to Barros. And it's Rick Fox on the actual dish. And yes, the C's are up 11. Then Dana struggles, but gets it to D. Brown, who hits the 3 just before the end of the third. D then left the game feeling ill. C's will close it out. Dino down low. Nicely done. He scores 21. Boston wins it 111-100 and reached the 500 mark for the first time in a year.
It's not that big a deal, but it's a starting point for us. I think with a team that's not has high expectations in this locker room, but maybe not outside. You know, those are goals that we set to prove coming out of the blocks that we were going to be a good team this year. Now, you know, we struggled the first 2 times getting to 500, and third time was a charm for us, and obviously because we played the way that deserved to win tonight.
So the C's win it. Chicago downs Orlando. Lakers take care of Detroit, and it's Seattle with the win over San Antonio in the NBA tonight. Bruins are slipping and sliding like a deer on ice. The Bees are the worst road team in the conference, taking on the best home team tonight in the New York Rangers. The result was predictable. Something has to give with the Bruins, and soon. Didn't take long for the Rangers to move in front. Just 58 seconds into the game, Mark Messier finds the back of the net on a bad Bruin turnover, 1-0. Rangers lead it 2-0 after 1. Steve Casper working on a massive ulcer. Ted Donato gets one of those back, the nice fake, and then he snaps it home. That makes it 2-1 in the second. Later, the Rangers get it back. An ugly goal. Craig Billington appears to have it frozen, but Nick Kiprios pokes it home, and it goes in. Get the Tums for Stevie. 3-1 Rangers after 2. Now, Bruins look like they have a big goal. Ray Bork fires. Cam Neely bats it to the net, but it goes off Kevin Stevens' foot. The goal is waved off. They say he kicked it in. No goal, and guess who's angry? Boston pressing. Mike Richter answers. 31 saves. Lars Tchaikovsky misses the open net. Yikes. Bees do make it a 1-goal game later thanks to Ray Bork. Not enough, though. Rangers add the empty netter and beat Boston tonight, 4-2 the final from Madison Square Garden. So the Rangers beat the Bruins. It's Colorado losing to Buffalo. Tampa Bay beats Hartford. And Paul Coffey becomes the first defenseman ever to reach the 1,000 assist mark. And it is Calgary doubling up Dallas, 8-4 the final score there. That will do it for sports for now. We'll see you again tomorrow.
And that's going to wrap up 7 News at 11. I'm Kim Kerrigan.
I'm John Marler. Next on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, Don Rickles, and Meatloaf.
Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you back here tomorrow.